back again with another video. So this is going to be a review of Walking Dead. As you guys know, episode 3 came on last night. I can never remember what the names of the episodes are. Oh, was this one Savior? I think it was maybe Savior, but anyway, this is my review of the episode. So this one is if we rewind back a little bit, let's go back to the end of the last episode where we were talking about we were introduced to King Ezekiel, Carol, Morgan, that whole situation that was happening with them. If you guys remember, let's do a flashback to Daryl. He was Negan took him, so he let everybody else go, but he said, I'm taking Daryl. So as you know, Daryl is like the toughest character. Almost nothing can get to Daryl, and he barely cries. But anyway, this episode is kind of insight on Daryl and what he's going through. So Negan locks him up, and what is the guy with the burn face? I did forget his name, but anyway, this episode is just about Daryl and how he's locked up and what he's going through. So apparently, Negan's right-hand man, the guy where Eugene had bit his stuff off. It's bad that I have to explain it that way, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So anyway, the guy, he's the one that pretty much is in charge of making sure Daryl does what he needs to do, is locked up, does not get out. So Daryl's locked in this cell, solitary confinement, dark all day, and he's feeding him dog food sandwiches. So he's throwing them to him, and then he's blasting this loud music, I forgot what the name of how it goes, but it's annoying. So anyway, they're trying to break Daryl, and Daryl was not breaking. So they kind of do some insight and go back into the guy, that guy's story, the one that Eugene bit his stuff off. So apparently his wife, now ex-wife, and his sister were all together, and Negan wanted to marry the sister, and the sister was like, I'm not marrying you. Even if, you kill me, I'm not marrying. No, something if I'm kill you, not marry me or whatever. But anyway, Negan ended up killing his sister because she wouldn't marry him or whatever, for whatever reason. Then he said he kept getting away. So then he actually made the guy put an iron to his own head, to his own face, which was crazy. So that just showed the dynamics that Negan is in control of everything. But what I really liked about this episode and the pinpoint of it, because really it was just pretty much just showing Daryl in a cell every day, them bringing it to him and how it was affecting him. It's just to show that even after all that Daryl had went through, he still did not break. So he was like, what's your name? Because Daryl had gotten out, but he got cornered, and he was like, what's your name? And later on, he was like, what's your name? And everybody that works there is like, Negan is my name. I'm Negan. I'm him. And Daryl's still like, I'm Daryl. He's still saying that he is him. He's not, he's still staying to his pride. And he's like, Negan's like, well, you made a really bad choice, and you're going to pay for it, and this, that, and the other. Things were going to get better for you, and they're just not going to get better now. So, anyway, he puts him back in the cell, and the guy actually gives him a picture, I'm assuming, of Glenn's head facing, and that's when he just started crying. But it was pretty bad. But I know, with this episode, this was a kind of slower episode. That's why it's kind of hard to do a review on it. But basically what my takeaways from it was just that Daryl showed that guy with the burnt face that he could stand up. He could stand up to Negan. He said, and he even told him, he said, if I can stand up to him, you can, you can do it. And I think he's kind of building up that guy's courage. That's pretty much the gist of it. Also, the guy's wife, had came up to Daryl and was like, don't leave, they treat me bad. So I don't know if they were abusing her or what was going on exactly, but I'm pretty excited to see what's going to come up in the future episodes. I love how the directors and, you know, everyone that goes into the, you know, the whole thing of Walking Dead, as far as like the scenes and music, everything they put together. I love how the screenplay of this episode was done. Very, very clever. Like how they did it, the dynamics of it, the music, and how they kind of showed like that. They would throw them in a cell, play that music like loud, and just kind of shown like kind of Daryl, like as we remember, you know, how you kind of saw all of the stages of Rick going through all the stages that a man goes through, you know, when he's going through a loss or when he has to put his life or other people's on the line. You kind of see those dynamics of Daryl in this episode. So it's gonna be pretty good to see how everything pans out. Next week's episode is 90 minutes, and finally we get to actually see them going back to Alexandria and see like what Negan is going to be expected of. So if we look at it, we're looking at 3 different kind of areas and scenes: King Ezekiel, Carol, and Morgan, Daryl and Negan, you know, being locked up. Then you still have Rick, who's back home with everybody else. I am super excited, guys, and that is it for this week's review. So I hope you guys have a great day. Bye bye.